Hey guys, today we're going to see how we could use Google search modifiers to literally find thousands of unsecured webcam feeds on the internet. Anything ranging from airport cameras to parks to streets to pig farms. And many of them are harmless, but a few of them are a little disturbing. So let's check them out. First of all, let's open up Internet Explorer. We want to use Internet Explorer and not some of the other browsers, primarily because a lot of these cameras, they use plugins, and most of the plugins are first written for Internet Explorer because it's by far the most popular browser, although many people swear by Firefox and Chrome. Internet Explorer is best for our purposes right now. These are Google search modifiers, in URL, in title. That's called a modifier. Now, when you normally search for something, for example, camera, you're searching the entire content of the website. It's wherever the word camera shows up. A Google search modifier allows you to limit the scope of your search to, for example, just the URL, which is the address up here. Or you can search only in the title, which is up here. So for example, let's search this one, in URL. The reason why this camera modifier, this Google search modifier, is going to bring up a whole list of cameras. The reason why is because all of these cameras are made by this company called Axis, and all of the camera feeds show up online with this common address and file. So let's try one out. What's a good one? Cows all the time. You might get a pop-up like this that says this website wants to run the following add-on. Many of these cameras have their own add-ons that get installed in Internet Explorer. They're pretty much harmless. There's no worries about running it. It will install a little piece of software that will help the camera bring the video to you. You might have to click it more than once. And voila! We've got cows live from, not so sure, but I've also compiled a list over here of some of, I guess, the greatest hits of Google Internet cameras. And let's check one out that I know is a fun one. We'll just copy this address, paste it in here, again, run add-on, run. And we're actually inside an airport hangar. Now, check this out. We're actually moving a camera inside the airport hangar. I don't know about you, but I think that's pretty cool. I'm just waiting for these guys to get back to work so I can check out how they fix these lines. Whoa. Okay. Back to the works. I think this webcam feed clearly demonstrates that some people need to password protect their cameras. And the funny thing is, with these access cameras, even sometimes putting a password protection on it still gets you the feed. It won't let you pan around, but I've seen ones where it would pop up the pop-up box, but it would still show you the feed behind it. I think it's a matter of setting up the settings. But you gotta, if you ever set up a business and you're installing surveillance cameras, you really should go and make sure that the passwords are changed or set, and if they are set, that they're not default passwords, because default passwords still expose you to people who know these default passwords to find you on Google, and we're going to show you how that works too. For example, there's this one particular Chinese manufactured security system that in its title, when you access it remotely through the browser, in the top over here where it says Google search, when you log in, it says LVR web. I don't know why, but that's what it says. If we search for in title liver web, we get a whole bunch of links. Most of them are simply IP addresses because these cameras were never intended to be accessed through Google. Google's web crawlers, which is basically these Google servers that are constantly crawling the internet, just stumble on them and record them and then bring them to you in search results. So let's try some of these liverweb security systems. Thing is, if you search for in-title liverweb, you'll get all the boxes that Google has found. Some of them will have named addresses like myname.dindns.ws or this one right here. Other ones will have just the IP address. Regardless, it's the same thing. You're directly accessing these boxes. I've went through Google already a few times and went through these lists, and there's just one after the other. It's a countless systems. And I would say anywhere between like 70 and 80% of these boxes use the default username and password, essentially making them completely unsecure because it's only a simple Google search away from finding the default password for this particular box. Let's look at the greatest hits list I've made right here. This one, this one. That's a good one. Copy this address. Paste it here. Now before I hit enter, if I hit enter right now, it's going to take me straight to the login screen. There is an add-on that needs to be installed, and it's already installed in my Internet Explorer, so it will take me straight there without any questions or concerns, but I'll show you how to set that up so it works for you. Go to Tools, Internet Options. When you get the screen, go to Security. Now make sure that first you click on Trusted Sites, and now over here you should have this little lever. If you don't see the lever, click on Default Level, and then it should go to Medium, and you should see a lever. Once you've done that, drop it to low, and click on Sites. Now over here should be the address that you're trying to access, because when you found your website on Google and you clicked on the link, it will show a pop-up saying, do you want to install? You should not click on that until you do this first. So this should be pre-populated with the site. Since it's not, because I'm not on it yet, I'm just going to click Add. And I already have it here, so I'm going to remove one. This box should not be checked off. It should be unchecked. Click Close, click Apply, click OK. Now when you hit Enter, it's going to show you a yellow bar over here that asks you if you want to install. Just click Yes, click OK, Accept. It'll install, and then once it refreshes, you'll see this. Oh, it gave me the yellow bar anyway. So we'll do Run Add-on, Run, and ta-da, we're in. Now, the default username is admin, and the default password is 6 sixes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Log in. And now we're seeing the actual live view of inside a pharmacy. You can play around, change the screen layouts, so forth. Zoom in on the camera. Now where's this camera? Let's see. Oops. Now if you want to find where these cameras are, there's a really simple way to do it. Search in Google, IP, trace. Okay. Now I believe this is it, right here. IPaddress.com, IP tracer. That's my IP. Don't hack me. Now which one did we use? We used this one, pharmacy, right? We go back to our IP tracer. Go here, paste IP. I don't think you need the HTTP. Might not even matter. Trace, and now we're found out that this IP address, which is these cameras, before I load it, hold on, is in Turkey. Cool, huh? Now, I mean, maybe these guys are a family of exhibitionists or something, but personally, if this was my house, I'd like to secure it. So I'm gonna get out of here because I'm kind of invading their privacy. But the point is that through simple Google search modifiers, you can find a lot of different cameras. And all of these, if you read through them, they're basically, they specify particular models of cameras and certain things like open menu that it knows will always show up on that page for that particular camera. And it narrows down everything that Google indexes on the internet to only those cameras. One of the best ones, I think, is this one, in URL view index HTML. It finds really high quality access cameras that allow you to, they're called PTZ cameras, that allow you to pan, tilt, and zoom and really have some fun. A lot of them are publicly set up to be accessible, but a lot of them are set up just carelessly that, you know, everybody assumes that you're not going to know their IP address. But when Google crawls the internet, it finds your IP address. And if somebody is just browsing through the list of cameras, they could stumble on your camera. Given there's not much you can do with it because you're essentially, you can't reverse find the camera in the same way. If you happen to be somewhere where you see a camera and if you can connect to their wireless network and obtain their IP address, you could search backwards through Google and see if they have an unsecured camera. But for the most part, it's like shooting in the dark. You're finding cameras. You're finding cameras all over the world, and you really have no way of knowing where they are until after you've basically found them, and then you could do a backwards IP trace like we showed before to audio body shop. Where? I don't know. It looks like maybe definitely somewhere not in America. Look at those license plates. Alright, I think that's pretty much covers it. But the important thing is that hopefully you've enjoyed this video and go check out some cameras on your own. Some are pretty fun. Here's a camera overlooking a city. Not sure what, but I will do an IP trace in a minute to check out exactly where this is. But it's pretty cool. I mean, somewhere on the other side of the world, I'm controlling a camera remotely, and it's actually moving around. Here is a live feed from a gym in Moscow. And here, I'm going to watch for some terrorists between the Detroit and Canada tunnel. So, have fun.